Hey everyone, Shadow here, and welcome back to Doki Tainted Love. And this time for real, this is going to be a totally different video. So previously, I went through all of day 2 with these two lovely ladies, and half of day 3. And now comes to the part, or now we get to the part where we start to determine which path we truly go down and finish to the very end. And I guess maybe I'll just head on down the line here. Alright, so we're going to let Kotonoha have the bunny that we won from the crane machine. I was waiting for this moment for the longest time. I wanted you to think only of me. I wanted to be with you forever. What about our happy ending? What have you done to me? I thought about it only for a moment. It would be kind of dumb and selfish to hang on to this for myself. This rabbit holds a special meaning, and it would only be proper that I give it to someone to show them how much they mean to me. As much as I would want to give it to Monika, I feel as though I've been neglecting Kotonoha, who has been there for me and my grandmother. I can't explain it, but being around her again after so long, it just feels right. Maybe this is the way. Huh? For me? I couldn't. Give it to Monika. Please. I want you to have it. Please take it. Why are you giving me that look? Well, if it means that much to you, then I'll accept it. Besides, this kind of thing doesn't happen every day. Just don't get the wrong idea about me or anything, okay? We said our farewells and went off our separate ways after we left the arcade. I can't help but wonder if I made the right choice. This is all really tearing me apart. This is all really tearing apart at me so much that not even the ridiculous garbage that's on TV can cheer me up. How long we'd been slapped! Oh my god! What species are they? This badly dubbed show would usually get me laughing, but now I can't even force a chuckle despite how hilariously bad it is. I get a notification from my phone. 2 text messages. One from Kotonoha, one from Monika. I swear, if this isn't them coordinating when they text me, it's a scary coincidence. Hey, can we please talk? I got something to tell you. I'll be waiting in the park. I really need you here. At our usual spot, okay? Alright. It's not that really much of a huge backtrack, so I guess maybe... Okay, actually, I know what I'll do. Let's go to the park with Kotonoha. I make my way over to a lone figure leaning up against a wall. Kotonoha stands there, her back facing toward me. I'm not even sure how to approach her, so I simply walk up beside her and take my place on her left side of the wall. Oh. Daniel. You came. You seem out of it. What's the matter? Huh? I could say the same thing about you right now. Never mind me. What about you? What are you even saying? There's nothing wrong with me. Are you trying to say there is? No, not at all. At least, I always felt you were a great person, and a friend. I'm sorry, maybe I'm just misreading the situation here. Well, there's nothing bothering me if that's what you're implying. I'm not worried about anything at all. There's no point in arguing with you, Koto. Ever since we were little, no matter how many times we fought, you always won. I'll drop it and leave you alone if you want to. No, wait, please, don't go. I was about to back away from the wall and leave, but she stops me with a gentle tug on my sleeve. Okay, I've been thinking of telling you this for a while now. I can't believe I'm about to do this. I give her my full attention, gazing intently at her. I haven't seen her act this vulnerable before. There has to be something on her mind, I know it. Considering how she is, though, I don't want to upset her or make it seem like I'm demanding answers from her. Do you want to know something? Would you like to know why I used to go over to your house to play every day when we were little? I kind of figured it was because we were good friends and she enjoyed being around me, but I gave her a nod, my eyes never breaking away from hers. The truth is, it wasn't just so I could talk to your grandma and learn how to bake. Not that I didn't enjoy that, but that wasn't the main reason why I would go over every day. You could say talking to her was more of a bonus or consolation prize. I just wanted to be around you. The first time we met, I can't even describe how I felt, but I just wanted to talk to you and be around you. When your mom and grandma took a liking to me, I figured it would be a good way to try and get closer to you, while also becoming a stronger person from talking to them. But then you had to leave, and it just hurt me inside. That's when I told you I would be back again soon, and not to be sad. I know you weren't lying to me, but it was so hard because I missed you so much. Her voice seems to be breaking and her hands are visibly trembling. You came back, and I was so happy to see you again. I was hoping you'd get to stay for a lot longer and we could spend more time together and everything. You even brought Sayori with you because you wanted us all to be really great friends. But then you both had to leave, and I was lonely. Again. That's when your grandma told me I could visit her any time I wanted to. So I did. It just didn't feel the same, though, because you weren't there. Sometimes we'd finish baking and I'd ask her where you were, just for her to remind me you weren't there. I had no idea she felt this way. Why is she telling me all of this now? Could this be why she's gotten more hostile to me over the years? On the surface, it might seem she's a bit mean to me, but I know her better than that. She isn't a mean person at all, although I have always wondered why she started acting a lot more brash around me. Condescending even with some of the comments she makes about me or the silly arguments we have. Are you surprised? It's as though she could see right through me and read my thoughts. I can read you like a book. Kotonoha, I didn't know. Well, now you do. Eventually, you started coming here less and less. After your grandma passed away, I lost someone I could trust in or go to whenever I needed help. I also lost my only link to you. It's like you forgot about me. Sometimes I'd text you and I wouldn't hear back from you. Maybe you'd forgotten all about me, and didn't need me anymore. That's not true. I'm truly sorry. I'm just an idiot sometimes, and that definitely hasn't changed. You have every right to be angry at me. I deserve it. Every mean comment or insult you've made about me, I deserve all of it. It's no wonder you're so angry at me. All this time I was hurting you and I didn't even realize it. I guess I really am a horrible person like you said, huh? Wait, that's not... If I'm being honest, there were a few times you did slip my mind, but mostly because of how difficult school was getting and how difficult things got for a while for my mom and me. I missed you as well, and I'd wonder what things would be like if we lived closer together. Maybe we could have gone to the same school and we could spend more time. You would have graduated a year before me, but we would still have a lot of time to make memories together. Kotonoha remained silent, clenching her fists at her sides. I was inconsiderate about your feelings, and it was wrong of me to treat you like that. You made my visits here that much better because I had someone I could talk to and relate to on the same level. I finally remembered the time we'd spent at arcades, and how you'd beat me at every other game we played together. I couldn't really do that around Sayori since she wasn't the best at the arcade games. I can't believe I forgot all about that. I feel awful. How could I have hurt this poor girl so badly? This whole time she was feeling this way and I didn't even know. I'd often write off her condescending attitude toward me as her just being moody, that I didn't realize there was more to it than that. I start to feel tears pooling in my eyes. I quickly turn away from her, hoping that she doesn't see me. I'm surprised when I feel her arms around me, holding me tightly. She hums softly to herself. I feel tears falling onto my shoulders. Her tears. Daniel, I love you. I really, really do. I love you so much that it hurts me inside. I just didn't ever know how to express it, so I just ended up being rude and nasty to you because I couldn't listen to my heart. Maybe I was angry at you for not being around, but despite all of that, you were the only boy who meant so much to me. I'd often turn down a lot of other guys' approaches because none of them were you. After all this time. Before I can say anything, Kotonoha lets go of me. It's okay. You don't have to give me any sort of answer right now. Please, I just have to be alone for a while. I'll see you tomorrow. She rushes away, hiding her face from me before I can say anything. I call out to her, nearly begging her to come back. I swear I can see a glimmer of tears running down her cheeks as I try to go after her. Sadly, she's a lot more lean and athletic than me, so she was able to outrun me very easily. Kotonoha, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. I'll make it up to you. I promise. Night has come again. Did I do the right thing? I don't know. I picked one out of the two of them. I might as well have just kicked dirt in one of their faces and gotten the same result. I feel so terrible. In the end, I picked one of them. Even though there aren't any do-overs in life and I can't just restart from a checkpoint before having made such a decision, I went and picked one of the girls. Yeah, this isn't RE0. We can't just return by death and start from a checkpoint. Well then, no matter how it turns out in the end, I'm sure things are going to be a lot different now. The three of us won't be friends like I initially hoped we could be. These precious moments in our daily lives. What will tomorrow bring for us? I close my eyes and try my best to drift off to sleep, although I can't help but have these lingering thoughts keep me from resting easily. I loved Daniel. From the moment we first met, I felt some kind of deep connection. I can't help but feel as though time and distance could tear us apart, especially now that we have graduated high school, and will most likely go off to do our own things in life. I don't want him taken away from me. There's no one else out there who makes him feel, okay, yeah, there's no one out there who makes me feel this way. God, man. He's the only one meant for me out there. As one of the most popular girls in our school, I had many boys try their hand at asking me out and pledging themselves to be my boyfriend. I didn't want any of them. It was nothing but empty promises and shallow words that held no meaning. We met briefly when we were little, but I was too shy to approach him. It felt like destiny when Sayori would bring him to the literature club, as if we were bounded by fate to be together, even after all the time we spent apart. It's fate that we're meant to be together. I can't have anyone ruin that for me. I won't let that happen. I will not be denied. When we met, it felt as though there was light in my world for the first time in years. I felt like there was someone who understood me and respected me more than any of those lousy pretenders who only wanted me because of my popularity. Well, my popularity is gone now. What a relief. My academics didn't help much either. I had to be a straight-A student. I had to be a model student. I wanted everyone to be happy with me. I didn't want people to hate me or think less of me. It was as though I lived in a constant state of fear, but with him, all of that went away and I felt like I was safe. I won't stand for anyone taking him away from me. I don't want to fall into despair ever again. Is it bad for me to think like this? In the end, Daniel gave the bunny to Kotonoha. Here I hoped that my message of love could finally reach out to him, but instead, he didn't even look my way when he gave it to her. I'm going to lose him and I don't know what to do. I know that she and I are technically love rivals for his affection, but I don't really hate her. I wouldn't want to betray her, do I? No, I can't think like this. You idiot. Huh? Who said that? How about you be honest with yourself for once in your life? You've been trying to keep everyone else happy. Why don't you try to make yourself happy for once? Who are you? Down here. I look down at the bridge at my own reflection. I don't understand. There's no one there. You've been denying yourself true happiness for the longest time, that you don't even know what it is to be happy anymore. Ah! Who are you? Don't be stupid. I'm you. If you're me, then who am I? Ah! You're so stupid! You and I are one and the same. I'm just the part of you that isn't afraid to hold back on our true feelings. Never mind that. Tell me, how much of a complete and total idiot are you? Miss Straight-A student. Shows what you know. You can't be me. I don't go around saying things like that or talk to anyone that way. Only because you're too scared to. Or else you think everyone is going to hate you. Friends are worthless anyway. A real dime a dozen. Shut up and take what's yours already, or else you're just going to end up miserable and alone. Shut up! Just leave me alone! Get out of my head! You really are stupid, you know that? When are you going to stop denying yourself a chance at happiness? This is your opportunity. Don't waste it! Besides, Kotonoha was plotting against you the moment you told her your brilliant plan to confess to him. Nice move, by the way. Major congratulations for that big brain moment. Knock it off already! I don't want to hear anything else from you. Stop denying yourself happiness. You deserve it, after all. You just need to win back Daniel and hold on to that happiness. What do you want? You've taken your eyes off the prize. I'm not talking about the stuffed rabbit either. I'm talking about Daniel. Have you forgotten what you came here to do? No. Then prove it to me. What must I do, then? The heart, Monika! You must win over his heart the only possible way you can now. By eliminating all obstacles. He can be yours. He will be mine. He won't have a choice. Yup, something's not right here. So, just what exactly are you up to? Just what exactly are you up to here? I mean, the two of us being alone here? You can't blame me for at least being a little bit curious as to what exactly you're trying to do here. I'm not saying I have a problem with being alone with you here or anything. Or that you're trying to do something funny here, but... I texted Kotonoha saying that I wanted to see her today, bright and early. I didn't say anything to this about this to Monika. I led her up to my bedroom without saying much of anything else. The timing and mood just felt right. After realizing that after all this time I missed her so much, I had to speak to her about it. It was when I gave her the stuffed rabbit that it finally hit me that after all this time I had these feelings for her that I buried so long ago, doing everything I could to forget. I would tell myself there was no way she would ever like someone like me. She was a little bit older than I was, and I wondered if she felt I was annoying or immature. She could have easily gone after anyone she wanted to with her charms and natural beauty. Why would she waste all that on me? It's now or never. I must put this to rest once and for all. Once we reach the bedroom, I motion for her to step inside. She looks at me, understandably confused as I haven't said a single word to her since she arrived. Okay, you've got me up here. What is it that you wanted? I'm not going to lie, but I'm feeling concerned for you right now. You haven't said anything to me at all outside of our text conversation from this morning. Talk to me. What's wrong? Oh, I just invited you here because I wanted a street pass for my 3DS. Huh? That's it? Well, don't I feel stupid right now? I would have brought it with me if I knew that's what you wanted. I'm almost surprised that's what you got me over here for, but I suppose it shouldn't be a complete shock to me. Without hesitation, I lightly pushed Kotonoha onto the bed. Ah! Hey, what do you think you're doing? Do you have some kind of death wish or something? Apparently I do. I don't know what came over me just now. I felt something come over me telling me that pushing her onto the bed was the right thing to do, but seeing her look at me so confused, I felt as though I've done something wrong. Her expression softens a little bit as I try to get a hold of myself. Last night, back at the arcade, I realized something, Kotonoha. I've missed you so much. Even more than that, I initially thought that Monika was the one I wanted to be with. But after being around you again and having all these happy memories come back to me, I realized that it's you I want to be with. Baby, it's you. Me? I was afraid of this. I shamefully turned away from her and nod. Don't look at me. I don't think I want to see the expression on her face on what I'm about to tell her. Ever since we were little, I knew that I liked being around you. As I got older, though, something just felt different and I couldn't understand why. I felt so confused and afraid. So much that I tried to forget about all those happier times we had. That was wrong of me. I never meant to hurt you or become such a terrible person to you. I just couldn't admit to myself that I was falling for one of my best friends, and it scared me. She hasn't said a single word since I started talking. I decide to continue trying to explain myself to her as best as I can. Maybe I am a horrible person like you said to me before. I just felt like there was no way you would ever feel the same for me. Considering I was a younger, immature guy, I felt as though you could have done a lot better than me. Why would you even waste your time on me when you could easily find someone better? Someone more mature and reliable than some stupid jerk like me. It's at that moment I feel her arms around my shoulders. Then she pulls me toward her onto the bed, setting me down in front of her. That's not true at all. You're not a stupid jerk, Daniel. Maybe I was angry at you for being away from me for so long, but, well, I think I finally know just how you feel about me, and everything makes sense now. What do you mean? You were always the one boy who meant the most to me, even with everyone living here. As I got older, I had my fair share of guys throwing themselves at me, trying to get my attention and a date with me, but none of those guys were you. I didn't want to be with any of them, not when my heart longed to be with you. I didn't know what to make of the feelings I had for you either. I don't know if it was because I was so angry at you or just angry at myself, but all those mean things I've said to you. I don't think you're some kind of pervert or idiot. I think you're such a great guy who was there for me. I love you so much. It seriously hurts me inside. I turn to face her. Oh, just look at her. She has tears in her eyes. I wrap my arms around her and she doesn't resist, allowing me to pull her closer to me and laying her head against my chest. And don't think I haven't thought about you being younger than me or anything. I didn't want to make things awkward on us either, aside from the fact that you and I were best friends. Well, between you and me, my mom used to tell me she was worried about me and the kind of woman I would end up with. She told me one time she figured a woman who was just a little older than me might be the right fit for me. Someone who's mature and level-headed. Someone like you. She really said that? Yeah. At first, I thought she was crazy, but then I started to realize that maybe she was onto something. I feel safe when I'm around you, Kotonoha. I can trust you and be myself around you. Aside from some of the mean comments from before, I felt like you never judged me for who I was. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know what came over me and why I said those mean things to you. Now that I know you don't actually hate me, it's okay. I understand now. We were both just confused. Kotonoha's tears stop, and she gives a deep, happy sigh as she nuzzles her face against my shoulder. Daniel, what are we going to do now? What our hearts have been telling us to do for the longest time. Baby, you're my forever girl. I want to be with you, and only you, Kotonoha. I truly mean that. And I want to be with you, Daniel. I don't want anybody else. It's you. It's always been you, even after all this time. We look into each other's eyes, her violet eyes piercing right into mine. Before I know it, our faces are moving closer to each other. She closes her eyes as I close mine. And then... Ah! This pain. Why is there a throbbing pain in my skull? I feel my world fading around me. The last thing I think I can hear is Kotonoha calling out my name, begging me to come back to her. Get up! Come on, sleepyhead. Uh-huh. You're finally up. Good morning, sleepyhead. Rise and shine. You sure look like you were having quite an interesting dream over there. You were making quite a bit of noise. Was it a bad one? Or maybe it was something a little more risque? Intruder! Wait a minute. How'd you get into my room? Can a girlfriend allow herself inside her boyfriend's house every now and then? Besides, you promised we'd go on a date today. Don't tell me you forgot already. Sometimes I think you'd be lost without me, Daniel. Good thing I'm here to keep your head on straight. I figured you slept in again, so I wanted to go find you. I'm sorry. Thank you, Monika. The morning has come, or at least my version of it. The clock says it's noon, but given my track record, it might as well be morning. I guess all that stuff until now was all a dream. I confessed my love to Monika when she got here, and now we're officially dating. Kotonoha most likely forgot all about me and probably wants nothing to do with me now. Yes. Just one long and confusing dream that oddly enough felt like a nightmare. Monika and I have been spending our happy summer days together as a loving couple in the countryside where my grandmother lived. It was fate that led me to be with her, long after our initial meeting so long ago, only to be reunited in high school. This is my reality. So Daniel... Yeah? Aren't you going to kiss your beautiful girlfriend good morning? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me rectify that momentary lapse in judgment now. As I move in to kiss Monika, that's when I saw... something. Something shoved in the corner of the room that I don't think was there before. There was a peculiar cardboard box, but that wasn't the strange thing about it. There were stains on it. Red stains. There was also some red liquid that seemed to be oozing from it. Not only that, but it gave off an odor most foul. Upon seeing it, I reeled back, nearly sending Monika back. What the fuck is that? Monika has a blank expression on her face. She looks over at the box, and then back at me, her expression never changing. You want to know what's in that box? I'll tell you. To my horror, she lifts up both her hands, carrying something very disturbing, or each carrying something very disturbing. In one hand, she had a saw with what seemed to be fresh blood on it. In the other was a lock of Kotonoha's long lavender hair. There's something I can't stand inside that box! She momentarily looked at the hair from Kotonoha she held in her hand. A shame. She really did have such beautiful hair, don't you think so? Well, now there's no one who can get in my way. I made sure of that myself. She doesn't deserve you. There's no way someone like her could ever love you the way I do, Daniel. Now then, can you make sure you keep your eyes on me and only me from this day forward? I can't bring myself to answer her. I don't want to answer her. The girl I thought I was head over heels for. She's an absolute psychopath. She just murdered my childhood friend and brushed it off like it was nothing. Are you going to run away? You're damn right I am. I was fully awake now that the true reality thrust itself into my mind, completely breaking that terrible illusion that my mind cooked up out of denial. Monika broke in while I was confessing my feelings to Kotonoha. She knocked me out cold and most likely did away with Koto with the saw she was carrying, dismembering her and putting her into a cardboard box like some kind of sick trophy. Monika lunged at me with the saw in her hand, but I managed to dodge her. I threw my bed sheets over her in the hope of confusing her as I grabbed some shoes and began to run for my life. I had to get as far away from her as possible. So you are going to run! I love a good chase! I looked back to see Monika had slashed through the sheets with the saw, rushing at me like a demon possessed. I'm done for if she catches me, I just know it. Is this reality? Whoever said reality is often disappointing. They clearly never thought about trying to date Monika. I have to keep running, otherwise I'm done for the moment my legs can't carry me anymore. Let's see which of us can keep running, Daniel. I hope you haven't forgotten that I was the captain of the tennis team. No, I haven't. She makes a good point, though. She's clearly more athletic than I am and probably able to endure for much longer than I possibly can. I have to keep running, no matter how hopeless it all seems. I'm running aimlessly, just anywhere I can get away from her. Why isn't there anyone out here helping me? Can't you see I'm being crazed by a crazy person with a saw? Come on! Help a guy out here! Where are all the people? Where is anyone? I felt as though I was being lured toward less populated areas. I was running as fast as I could, panting frantically and nearly out of breath, but Monika, her breathing was calm and steady the entire time. I took one look back at her and then my world came tumbling down as my legs gave out, tripping over a rock that I missed. Monika brandishes the saw, and she slowly approaches me with a calm smile on her face, as if this was just the norm for her. Then, out of nowhere, she begins singing to herself. No, to me. One summer night, we ran away for a while, yeah. Laughing, We hurried beneath the sky to an obscure place to hide that no one could find, and we drifted to another state of mind, and imagined I was yours and you were mine. As we lay upon the grass there in the dark, underneath the stars, yeah, underneath the stars. Oh. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's the best you're gonna get out of me. I tried to crawl away from her, nearly dragging myself in a sad attempt to get away. My legs no longer had any strength left in them, so there was not much else I could do. At this point, I was desperately trying to survive however I could. Monika takes a few swipes at my kneecap with the saw. I cry out in pain as she continues to sing to herself. There's no way I'll be able to use my legs for running again anytime soon. Especially not with her standing over me. I want to run away, but my legs... I'm left cowering and trembling, like a bird with its wings clipped. You like this saw? I found it in the garden shed at your grandmother's house. I like to think of it as my assurance, and for self-protection. I never expected to get much use out of it, but it sure made work of Kotonoha back there. Now it looks like you won't be running away from me anymore either. Don't worry, I didn't cut your legs off completely, but I am thinking of taking you back with me so I can break your legs with a sledgehammer so you can never leave me. Why, Monika? Why are you doing this? You know, I wonder, why did it turn out this way? Why did it all turn out this way? This is all just some cruel, sick game to you, isn't it, Daniel? Once this is all said and done, you'll forget all about me, won't you? I can see right through you. I know what's been going on with you. I've kept my eye on you the entire time. You have to admit, this all went to hell pretty quickly, didn't it? You might even say this is pretty irrational. You made the choice. You've done this to yourself. You have only yourself to blame. This all could have been avoided if you just chose me like you were supposed to. You should have given the stuffed bunny to me, but instead, you gave it to Kotonoha. Why don't we go ahead and just start all over again, and maybe you'll hopefully make the right choice next time. You know what I'm getting at. This world is nothing but a game to you, so you can leave and enter it as much as possible, taking many different roads with different possibilities. Before you do that, however, let me relish this moment in which I can finally have my happy ending with the man I was destined to be with forever. Now shut up and bleed. And yeah, that's Kotonoha's end. So join me next time when we get Monika's end. I'll see you guys next time for whatever else I do. Later, folks.
One summer night, we ran away buried beneath the sky, to an obscure place to hide.